That's where the Bloodseeker is able to come into play and protect it as well. But for me, I think PuckChamp, you're looking at your BKB timings because again, now going down the Zeus route, like you are heavily into the spell damage. As actually hold that because Lice might be in some trouble. Oh no, walking up the cliff and all of a sudden it's just 4 heroes completely surrounding him, and Lil Pleb, he's already in the river as well. The sick charges, even though they're a minimal amount, not enough to keep him alive, and Lil Pleb, he'll be rewarded with first blood all ready to start our second tour.
Nice way to start things off. I believe that means he has the Wraith Band coming out to him, so nice little start. The bigger weakness for Ancient Tribe that I was really seeing is that they have no one to go in first for like the first 20-25 minutes of the game. It's all just on the back of this Bloodseeker eventually doing it. And no real tower siege either, right? Like position 4 Tiny. This is Mixer playing the position 3 Snapfire. So it's, I don't know. It seems a little odd to me how they're going to be able to do things in the early part. And we know what a TA is able to do if you just give her time to do so. Broodmother as well.
So do you feel like then maybe Ancient Tribe need to put a little bit more priority on having Alex get a faster blink timing to kind of help offset that weakness that you think they have at the moment with struggling to start fights?
I guess so, but like, where is he going to farm? You know, you've got a Bloodseeker that needs to farm. You got a Zeus that very, very greedy. You don't make a lot of rotations. You're not a playmaker, and it's not exactly like he's the greatest at jungling or doing anything like that. So I don't know. Maybe it is around the jungle, right? Him making stacks for the Zeus so that he gets some of that stacking gold and then taking the mid lane, perhaps, to get that gold needed for the Blink Dagger. Could be just getting lucky around the Tumbler's Toy as well. We see how much that turns around the fate of a Tiny's game in the early stages.
Oh. Also, one weakness that you were highlighting kind of towards the start of the draft is the PuckChamp off lane. You were a little bit concerned about how the Monkey King and the Broodmother would be able to get out of the laning stage. I mean, you're up against a Bloodseeker and a Crystal Maiden as well. So what can they look to do to maybe make this just a little bit better here for PuckChamp?
I mean, it's not like you can go and do what most people do against these lane dominators, right? And get some pulls going. Because you're going up against
top lane. Oh. Yeah, Kadara is almost going down. That Fairy Fire, though. Gonna keep him healthy.
There we go, bottom lane.
It's already starting. That Frostbite into the combo from Lil Pleb, and another kill. He's found 2 on the board, so this is going to be a lot of early stats, which is going to make it very difficult for the Broodmother to play into this.
Very, very challenging indeed. Popping a mango there, just baiting a potential dive, but I think with Sweden Strong respawning and it being underneath the tower, they're not willing to go for that risk. So yeah, what I was essentially saying was with this Crystal Maiden, you're going up against a hero that has multiple ways of being able to slow down any kind of creep pull shenanigans, and it's a Monkey King with an Orb of Venom that wants to brawl, but you really don't have the tools to do so. Like, you just see, they immediately go for it again. It's going to pop the Insatiable Hunger to get a little bit of regeneration coming back, or lifesteal rather, but it really feels like you're not able to do too much in this lane.
But they can go again. We just saw what they did. Like, they forced out the Insatiable Hunger. They poked, reset, because that's got a pretty long cooldown. And now with that continuous mana spam, with all the sustain they've been able to bring out, thanks to these kills. And I guess the one nice thing about the Broodmother is you've got decent regen on the webs. He's running a little bit low on the tangos, though. But I wonder if maybe they're going to make another attempt once they hit level 3, because they are very close to it for the Bloodseeker and the Crystal Maiden.
They are. What you could potentially do, I suppose, on Lies, is just make sure that you're always, like, in the center of the creep wave, so that if you're going to make this aggressive attempt, it's going to push the lane as well, so that it actually pushes more forward into you, and you're able to stand underneath the tower. You know, this CM Bloodseeker lane is able to do a lot, but not really the greatest at diving this tower, especially at this super early stage. Like, look at how much farm Lies is going to get now. And he knows it. He's just spamming the voice line.
Yeah, and I like it because Sweden Strong is also going to leave and let him just soak up that solo experience. He's going to try and stop the pull from LeBron. Looks like he will be a little bit late, but it's a single pull, so it's not going to deny the entire creep wave. Let's take a look at some of our other lanes, though. At the moment, Mobai on that Zeus, having a pretty comfortable time versus Lorenov, 25-2 compared to the 18-1. How are we kind of expecting these two mid laners to get involved for the first 6 to 10 minutes?
I mean, it's really going to be around the back of the power runes, right? It always tends to be that. It really doesn't feel like the Zeus is going to have that capability unless he picks up a haste rune. Or, you know, you might be able to use the Thunder God's Wrath as a bit of a preventer rather than a kill securer if you get an arcane rune, for example. So I'm really just looking around the 6-minute mark. I don't think there should be too much action happening in this lane for the next couple. All right, so we look up on this top side as well. Low skill is kind of having the game that I was expecting up on this top side, right? You're up against a Tiny. He doesn't have any points in the tree grab because he knows that that's not going to be super effective against this TA. Kidaro, though, he was able to get a nice little pull-off. Getting the hard camp pulled down into it means that he's going to at least have the security of the tower to be able to play around with. Of course, it's the Hellbear Smasher with the clap, so he's able to clear out this creep wave just that little bit faster.
Top lane, low skill might be in trouble. They burnt through the refraction. Got some stick charges to work with though, and Kidari is going to be able to enter to hold back Mixer. We do have to keep tabs on this Zeus. We already see Mobai starting to go back to base to try and refill his mana pool. He's halfway towards that level 6, so all the side lanes have to be very cautious now. You're already starting to see some raindrops getting delivered. Elias has his, and imagine all the other members going to look to try and pick that up as well.
I mean, Lies is just to be able to withstand this this constant harassment in the lane as well. And, oh, they got a really nice pull-off as well on Ancient Tribe to this hard camp. It only connects onto a couple of creeps, but importantly, it's going to be a range creep that ends up dying. Little pleb as well, when Lies was farming right underneath that tower, he actually just denied 2 range creeps up in his face underneath the tower. So really nicely done by him on the Bloodseeker.
This could be a nice little rotation to the mid lane here from Sweet and Strong, trying to secure this power. And if Lorenov's able to get level 6...
Yeah, but...
unfortunately, yeah, that range creep.
As soon as he reveals, though, they're going to make a play onto the Broodmother. So you've got a very little moment of time to be able to make this sort of thing happen. And when you know Mobai is going to be here... Oh, Kidaro?
Man. Even LeBron TP'd in to try and secure the rune. So just showing how much importance they're trying to put on to enable these mid laners. Unfortunately for them, it's actually going to be Lorenov that's able to find that double damage rune, and he's got that Rolling Thunder now. So what are we hoping for him to get out of this? Is he looking to rotate to one of the side lanes, or could he maybe get a solo kill?
I don't think he can get a solo kill, not at this stage. You know, you're going to need something like a Diffusal Blade. Zeus, of course, naturally has a ton of mana, so got a lot of burn potential there. I really think it's just, again, about keeping these lanes shoved out, and maybe even Rolling Thunder's acting as a little bit of like a defensive tool for the super early stages, because you just don't have kill threat with these heroes right now.
Do see, though, when the Crystal Maiden leaves his bottom lane, Ice is having a pretty fine time, and I mean, continuously throughout the lane, it's been in a very great position for the Brood, so level 5, and once he hits that level 6, the Brood should be very happy.
Building up some stacks as well on Sweden Strong. Able to build that up, of course, for the TA, who hasn't had the greatest time up on this top side, so very important that they do start to do that. Kidaro, don't think he's been able to build up any stacks inside of his own jungle just yet, but could certainly look to do so. Lorenov, again, he's just been shoving out that mid lane, and means that he's able to go back to the jungle and look to inflate his net worth further.
Like to see Ancient Tribe look to make a play across the map, though. You've still got this Thunder God's Wrath, which is a lot of the time pretty much a guaranteed kill. You want to try and use this off cooldown as often as you can, just to get that gold, get that experience for the Zeus, considering he's a little bit more of the greedy too, that can still scale well into the late game, but in some trouble. They're not going to continue the chase, so just looking to try and steal maybe some of the creeps.
He just got swashbuckled to the face as well by the Pangolier inside of his own jungle. Pango hanging around that power rune, so we'll see who's able to claim it. Ancient Tribe hanging around the top side. PuckChamp going for the bottom. It's top, and it's a haste rune. So that big rune that I was really hoping for, if Ancient Tribe were to make any sort of aggressive plays, they could look to make a play here happen onto Lies, and they might pop the Thunder God's Wrath for this.
He's down in that threshold where Ultimate's going to be able to blow him up, but they will get a return kill. So Lorenov finds the Crystal Maiden simultaneously across the map, though. Mobai with that haste rune and the first Mortimer Kisses as well. They'll burn through the health pool of low skill, finding a very easy kill.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever want to understand the importance of which power rune gets picked up, there it is right there. I don't think the TA dies if Zeus isn't there to be able to, you know, deal that damage super quickly. Even LeBron giving him nice little bottle refill. So they're really playing around Mobai quite a lot. That is quite
we do
important.
see he's going to be... going to go into that Kai build, it looks like, from Mobile. Pango? They're going to force out Lorenov's ultimate. That's a big victory for Ancient Tribe.
That's that defensive tool I was talking about, though, right? Like, he needed that just to be able to get away from this. There's no one that he can really make plays with just yet. You know, very, very close to being able to do so. It's really around the supports having their ultimates, specifically Kadaro. You know, you need that Fiend's Grip there to be able to stop, for example, a Snapfire Mortimer's Kisses, for example, from coming through.
Lean again, they're going to force out another TP here to protect the Broodmother. This time they won't be able to get a kill onto Ancient Tribe, or maybe with Kidaru stepping up.
Tango's coming.
Trying to deal with the Spiderlings, but Sweet and Strong's going to hold LeBron into place, so Lorenov is going to be able to swashbuckle him down. They might continue to chase Lil Pleb as well. Sweet and Strong, 2 points up in the Primal, so the slow going to help the Panglead to close the distance. Mobile doesn't have the greatest mana pool to turn this one back around, but looks like with the jump away, that'll protect Lil Pleb enough.
Seems like Lorenov is just straight up rushing that Diffusal Blade as well, realizing how important it is for them to have a little bit of extra control to allow the Broodmother and the TA to go to work in a few of these team fights. Instead of going, for example, like an Orb of Corrosion, maybe they could have caught up to the Bloodseeker or the Zeus there if he went down that route instead. It's that ever-important 10-minute mark, though. Lorenov, once again, putting a lot of emphasis onto just keeping this lane away from his tower. Gives him a bit of an opening to potentially look to make a play. He's only got a regen rune, so again, not the most active rune, much more of a reactive one to be able to play with. And you can see he's walking up towards low skill because his jungle is being invaded in a big way. Nice toss.
Oh, that very cute play gets LeBron straight on top of the Templar Assassins. The freezing field can do to work, and now the Mortimer Kisses as well, connecting over towards the Monkey King, but Lorenov he's able to turn that one back around. So in the end, it's a 1-for-1, but still that favors Ancient Tribe with low skill going down for the second time this game. Ancient Tribe, they're doing such an incredible job to continue to hunt this Templar Assassin wherever she is.
Yeah, I wonder where she's going to go next. Like, she does have a couple of stacks built up inside of the Ancient Camp area that she might choose to go back to just off the back of that. I'm sure she's also hoping, actually going up top, again, not the worst, but they really need to start dewarding their jungle. They know there's no way to be able to make that sort of play at that period of time unless they had that ward up onto the high ground. So, seems like low skill just wants to play while the creep wave is right next to his tower. You've also got the tome that was just picked up by Kidaru as well. He was looking to go for that Fiend's Grip play, but no one really to be able to back him up.
The rest of Ancient Tribe, they're even starting to swing top again. Mobile and Alex in combination together. I try and hunt down Kidaru, but Ben's going to be chilling for the moment. So now this will free up some of PuckChamp to look to make their own plays towards the mid lane. We've already got 3 heroes and a big spider army starting to get a lot of damage into this tower. So Ancient Tribe, they're going to be forced to react.
Yeah, Liza's doing a good job. You know, as soon as he hit that timing when they're making a lot of these rotations to deal with a TA.
Mobile, he's going to be careful, man. Stepping up a bit too far, trying to poke and prod. They won't commit heavily, though, on PuckChamp. Sweet and Strong might be in some trouble. He's going to look to try and TP out. LeBron can't get in range. Won't be able to. Nice TP. Now, meanwhile, they've also got the Fiend's Grip as well. Kidaru. Not enough to secure with a kill, but low skill. Well, they'll be able to follow up afterwards. So some much-needed gold and experience is going to go the way of the Templar Assassin.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they were able to force that rotation towards mid to be able to protect their tower. There were 3-4 heroes that came there, and you're able to get away with the Broodmother that caused a lot of that rotation and TP away on Sweet and Strong, frees up space for the TA, and you get a kill off the back of it. So that's a big efficiency win coming through for PuckChamp. Look at how defensively Lorenov is playing as well. Not walking forward just to get any kind of right clicks onto this tower. Onto the creep wave. He wants to make sure that he's able to use that swashbuckle from range as much as possible.
He's played a great game so far. 3 kills, top of the net worth. He's going to be going for that defensive item. Of course, one of the better ways to address the Bloodseeker. It's also going to be pretty nice as well versus some of the Crystal Maiden control, but it's a long build up for the Pango, but very vital to enable his game inside the Rolling Thunder.
Wonder if they're going to look to try and make. Well, what are you doing up here, Kidaru? Like, he's throwing a nightmare in onto Little Pleb, just trying to force some reactions towards himself. But I mean, you got the Zeus here that's going to interrupt your TP. I was kind of thinking that maybe they would make an aggressive play elsewhere on the map, and then it would be able to use the Nightmare to cancel a TP, and then just give them the outnumber in that way, but well, ends up just giving his life up. Probably not expecting the Zeus to be there as well.
Those drag some heroes away from the river, though, so once again, Lorinov is going to be able to pick up that power rune. I think one thing that
anyway. He's going to get an arcane rune. Very important.
Yes. One thing you were, of course, mentioning earlier on is, you know, how important it's going to be for Tiny to be able to find that early blink. And I mean, we see Alex is, yes, he's top of the net worth out of the support spot, 14 minutes in, and he's still got a long way to get towards that blink dagger.
Oh, they got a really nice trap here onto Mobai.
He's going to be in some trouble. Beautiful boundless strike to enable Lorinov to close the distance with a rupture. It will stop Lorinov, so he won't be able to get that finishing blow, and as a result, it'll cost him his own life as Mobai blows him up, and they're not done just yet. Over inside the jungle, Alex, they'll cut down the tree of Sweet and Strong, so a double kill will go the way of Ancient Tribe.
That's a couple of times we've just been a little bit short on being able to get that kill onto the Zeus. Of course, it leads to a couple of kills going back the other way because he gets off the Thunder God's Wrath. It was a really nice initiation off the back of a lack of some sentry wards being down, but they certainly made it count in a big way. And more importantly, Mixer didn't make that rotation up towards top, so Lies didn't get some free time to push in this bottom tower. A lot of the other times when that sort of trade happens, PuckChamp have been able to get something in response, but that time it was just a pure loss.
Yeah, what are we hoping out of the build here from Mixer? We've got that Greaves now completed. Are we hoping he scales a little bit, or are we still expecting a lot more utility out of the offlane Snapfire?
I mean, they don't really have anyone still that's able to make that jump, right? And I don't think you could put everything onto Alex. Like, he's halfway, towards the Blink Dagger. Not the greatest timing, to be honest, right? Like, it's a position for Tiny, sure, but you're nearly 16 minutes in. You would probably hope to be a little bit closer towards it. But maybe you go into something like an Aghanim Scepter just so that you can immediately get Little Pleb in onto the backlines, right? Just got to be careful of the Bane's positioning, of course.
Oh, Lorinov. I'm going to try and drive on by and hoping that the power rune's there. Will come to an end pretty shortly. Has he got enough distance away?
They saw with that lightning bolt, though, that they've got this warded, so they go on a bit of a dewarding mission. And, you know, once again, Lorinov, he actually uses the swashbuckle perhaps a little bit early, so it's not going to do the greatest at pushing this wave out. Going to be a couple of extra seconds for him to be able to use it, and you can just see Alex, he's looking to go for a bit of a backstab here.
But this is pretty big for Ancient Tribe, the fact that, I mean, you mentioned they're going to struggle with taking objectives. They don't really have this TA nor this Brood, so they're going to be able to open up the tier 1 mid before PuckChamp were able to do so. And it was a pretty big timing for PuckChamp. We saw them starting to veer their attention to mid because of Lies completing that Pipe of Insight, but with the Rolling Thunder on cooldown, they weren't able to capitalize, so maybe they'll look to go shortly.
Perhaps. I mean, I think they might want to wait just for at least the Deso on the TA as well. She's got the Dragonlance. She's about 350 gold short. And, you know, if you're able to get a kill, especially around that mid lane, you can take the mid tier 1 tower. You've got a couple of points in Lucky Shot, Orb of Corrosion, Desolator. You could very quickly take Roshan. And we know how important, you especially, you love the Aghanim Shard on the TA.
Yep. Yeah, I think that has been very, very impressed with the kind of third item shard from the TAs, even just picking up themselves without even actually getting it from Roche from what it can provide them in some particular games. But
yeah,
we will
canceling
see
Blink Daggers, get rid of the Mortimer's Kisses is really nice too. They're just going to use the army to take the tower.
Pled and LeBron, they're going to run into low skill. An incredible smoke on the mark with wherever low skill is farming across the map. Another death for the safe lane TA. PuckChamp, they might be able to find a rebuttal across the map. They got to be pretty quick though. Radiant, they're starting to react. Some TPs are coming out. Alex bounced down to the low ground, and he might be able to stay alive long enough as they've got the Mortimer Kisses. Sweet and Strong, he'll be killed off. The TP cancelled. Now Lies as well. They will struggle about getting on top of the Broodmother. Maybe that's where Lil Pleb can come into play, but he's already used the Rupture. So it looks like both the Pango and the Brood will be able to step on out.
Out again, they're not actually trading with a lot of these rotations. You know, the Broodmother, he had to get a lot more active to even just secure that mid-tier 1 tower and going for the tiny kills. So really want to see Lies just continue to go full-on rat. I know it's tempting to join up with the rest of the boys with this Pipe of Insight, but I think with a Bane and a Monkey King, you just don't have the damage that you need to be able to make stuff happen just with you two and a Pangolier. It's not enough at this stage. Really need that TA to be connected through, and feels like you're always in that situation where you're like, oh, just one more item on the TA just because of how poor Wiggles had to be able to begin things. And, you know, he'll be very strong once he gets the Blink Dagger plus the BK. It's a matter of what happens until then.
Finally sees... Going to move his way back over towards the triangle, so usually that home of that TA. So playing around with the Ancients.
Look at this, even giving him the bottom side of the map. Broodmother normally just makes her home down in the off lane, but saying, you know what, there's no tower there. TA's not going to be able to get ganked quite so easily. She needs to farm. She's our win condition.
They are looking to try and move into Roche, though, on Ancient Tribe.
Not the strongest damage for it.
It's not. Meanwhile, they might get a kill as well. Alex with the combo, maybe just trying to force some reaction so PuckChamp don't think about checking the pit. Roche is down to half, and they haven't considered about scouting this one out yet, not sending any of the Spiderlings in. They've got no idea.
That'll probably give him an indication, the fact that the Thunder Gods was used, but it's going to be too late. Little Pleb ends up picking up that first Aegis. This might be a bit of cope because I predicted PuckChamp, but like I don't think that's the worst. The second Roshan is the one that you really want. You know, the first one isn't going to enable too much, and while all that was happening, low skill was farming, and I think that's the most important thing for PuckChamp this game, that he gets into these next couple of items. He's got enough for the Blink Dagger now. I still want to see him wait for the BKB before anything significant happens.
And what's the priority with this Blink Dagger for low skill? Is there like one person, if he had the choice, who is he looking just to instantly take out of the team fight with his damage?
I mean, honestly, anyone, to be fair. And it's going to be on the back of Sweden Strong. Like, he's just going to be this roaming ward, basically. He's nearly finished up the Mage Slayer, so if he's able to get on top of the Zeus, for example, he's a lot less squishy. He's going to be able to reduce the Zeus's damage going back the other way. Look at this big Slayer as well. Really looking to try and find anyone around the map, but they're not going to be quite so lucky.
So top lane, there was a jump in. Oh, great reaction pin in. So the Fiend Script's going to get cancelled now. Low skill. What's your Blink going to do? With Mortimer Kisses raining down. We've got plenty of damage once again. Well, they didn't have many heroes with damage over time, but that Mortimer Kisses, even with a long cooldown, has been a great answer so far.
Oh, and they've even got the Blink Dagger on the Zeus. I actually love this. It means that Mobai can stand super far back, like way away from the rest of the team. LeBron, he's in his farming era right now. He wants to be able to pick up those next big items for himself. I don't even know what he's going to go for. It's not like the greatest 4-staff game. It's not the greatest Glimmer Cape game. I mean, every game's good for 4-staff, I guess, so he's just probably going to go down that route.
Man, Ancient Tribe, very impressed. 4K net worth lead.
Looking to grow with it as well. I mean, this is what you can do with an Aegis, right? It enables you to play so much more aggressively. They put down some super deep wards to enable their next play, and the map for low skill to be able to play with, it's shrinking, and he still hasn't gotten any closer towards picking up that BKB. And now the question is, like, where does everyone farm? Lorinov, he's... Ooh, okay, at least he gets the Arcane Rune away. He's on push out the mid lane duty right now. You can see they're just drawing on the map. They're like, okay, well, they've got a little bit of control over the bottom side of the map. They've got a little bit of control over mid. They're probably going to look to default to go towards top. So let's try and make a play there.
I'm going to see that smoke out.
Yeah, but Sweden Strong's in a pretty good position. Ooh, he might have backed off just too quick, though.
I know something's going on, though.
Scan's just off the mark. Will Mixer hit it? Yes, it will. So they know they're making a move up towards the top side. Lorinov actually using the Rolling Thunder, potentially, to be able to clear this wave out. All right. It's just the delay game, right? Get TA, BKB, wait out the Aegis. That is the MO of PuckChamp right now. And then be strong enough to be able to take that second Aegis for ourselves, plus the Aghanim Shard. You've got Broodmother just about to finish into the Greaves as well. So some strong auras to be able to play around with. It's, again, just under 2 minutes. That's all they need to bait out, it feels. Oh, maybe a bit longer. TA's still a little bit away.
Do you force the issue now, though, on Ancient Tribe? Like, you know Rolling Thunder is on cooldown. You have a bit of a window to maybe get some damage in the tower.
Yeah, I mean, they control 2/3 of the map right now, so they're just looking to try and maintain that as much as possible. The important thing is that they are able to take some kind of tier 2 by the time that this Aegis runs out, right? Because, like I've been saying, that's the important objective, the second Aegis. And by controlling the Dire jungle, controlling the outpost, that's going to be secured for yourselves.
Sweet and strong mid lane. Nice jump away. Alex very close to getting the connection, but again, it's just that cat and mouse game for them.
They're doing a pretty good job as the mouse, though. PuckChamp. Lies might be a bit deep with this
They're going to get a T2 tower.
Oh, no, never mind. Yep. They're the ones to get the tier 2 tower, despite being down in Aegis, down in net worth. They now, I was saying they only have about 1/3 of the map to play with. Now it's more like half. It's more the bottom side and their ancient camp. Of course, that isn't where
they want to do as well
around the second Roshan, but it's something. It gives TA time to farm, and that's the immediate need right now.
You have a pretty good ward, though, for Radiant that is scouting out low skill inside the triangle.
And he should know. Like, he was ganked around that area before, so we'll see if some of the boys try and play around him a little bit more. I feel like Kidaro just needs to be that sacrifice that stands in front of the cause, you know, play around all sort of staircases that they're going to be coming up at you from. They're actually going to group up entirely, right, as this Aegis expires. So they're saying, all right, all these auras, we feel pretty strong.
That is a scary spot for Ancient Tribe to fight if they're going to run down here at this bottom jungle. Got the trap set up, you got the ward on the cliff as well, and a potentially Monkey King that could have the Wukong's lay it down. He's gone Mage Slayer too, which is an incredible item to mitigate a lot of the damage on Radiant.
This is kind of far forward.
That he is. They found the Fiend's Grip and a lot of damage as well. Can they get him out to safety? It's not enough as low skill finds a side blade.
They're chain stunning the Bloodseeker.
They're on Lil Pleb as well. He's going to be able to activate the beacon. He can look to reset his positioning, but back inside the river, LeBron, he's found the cleanup onto the Templar Assassin, but they might still be in trouble. PuckChamp, they got the numbers advantage. They'll jump into the river. A nice toss, keeping the Tiny alive for the moment, but Lorinov will clean him up, and now they're already looking for more as well as Kadaro once again holds Mixer down. Lil Pleb, he's trying to find the angle to enter the fight, but the lucky shot, making sure he's not going to be able to turn this one back around. It'll be a slow and painful death for the offlane Snapfire, but finally PuckChamp starting to build some momentum. They've weathered the storm, and now this net worth lead, it's starting to slowly be cut into.
They did indeed. I think they were feeling really confident playing around that Observer ward that Sweden Strong just de-warded, saying, you know what, I'm going to be safe. I'm going to be able to pick up this this power rune here as soon as it spawns, but instead, using the Fiend's Grip, they pick off the Zeus. Look at all that damage coming through from the Pangolier as well on the fight recap. It just goes to show what he's able to do if you finally give him a free fight.
Yeah. And his game was really struggling on Lorinov, like was top of the net worth, out of the lane, but then on his build up to the Lincolns, we saw him drop down to like 4th, 5th position. But once he got that item, had a huge impact in the team fight, back up the second in net worth. Now he's got the Blink Dagger. And this is going to be a scary Pango for scaling because he can always find this Zeus.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, he can, but I feel like, again, the Zeus kind of got baited a little bit by that Observer ward, right? He was lulled into a false sense of security because he's got the Blink Dagger on the Zeus. He knows that he can play super far on the backlines and still have a contribution into these team fights. So it was just a little bit of... I suppose it's a bit unlucky, right? That just happened to be the sequence of events that happened. But I don't think Mobe is going to make that mistake again. Even if he's got vision, he's never going to be on the front lines again.
Yeah, and it's an interesting Zeus build as well. He went the Kaya first, but avoided the Sunjin Kaya. Kiyotako on Hellraisers really likes the Bloodstone on the Zeus. I was even thinking maybe he might think about the Scepter to cancel the Fiend's Grip. Oh. So we're actually going to see a fight break out. Great Rupture into the toss. So much damage. It's just nothing that they're going to be able to do to protect Lies.
And they're going to be praying for a long Roche respawn, but it's just 15 seconds. So yeah, they might have this little bit of a window. They were lacking damage for Roshan #1. Maybe #2 is going to work out a little bit better for them. They've got the Drums of Endurance. I'm sure LeBron will potentially look to drop the Freezing Field once again. Little Shredder, a few points in it as well, but they're actually going to go for a smoke without their Broodmother, perhaps on the back of this DD with the BKB on low skill is what they're playing for.
It's a big timing. Rupture on cooldown as well, so they're going to be free inside the team fights.
Well, they can find Mixer.
How do they get that opening? They see Mixer. A pretty good hero to look to blow up.
Nicely done, Alex.
He'll be able to cancel the Fiend's Grip straight away. Low skill's going to turn his attention to address the Tiny. They didn't really get a more valuable kill out of it, though. It was a big advantage that Dire were playing with, even with the numbers not on their side. This DD, they were hoping for more out of it on low skill.
They were hoping for a lot more out of it. Now you don't have the Rolling Thunder. Rupture's up in another 5 seconds. They know that the Roshan is up. I'm a little puzzled that they're not going to go for it here. You know, the Tiny doesn't really add too much in the form of damage, and without the Wukongs, without the Fiend's Grip, without the Rolling Thunder, it feels to me like they're severely lacking in control. With that, PuckChamp take advantage. They take back control over their jungle. They enable some of these buybacks to potentially be a factor. They've got it on the Broodmother and the Bane at this stage, and the Monkey King. So they've actually held buybacks for this purpose, and they're going to get a D-Ward too.
There's still another one, though, that's just outside sentry range. Could be really vital for Radiant to set themselves up for a successful team fight. It's scouting them all out. Oh, no.
They're acting like they don't have that ward as well. Oh, I think he was just caught by the Pangolier was under the ward when the smoke happened. Yep. So they're going to back off.
Counter smoke.
Ooh.
Ooh. I love this call. Look at the wraparound. They're going to go sweep behind and play with their own ward.
Mm-hmm. Don't pick up the bounty. Don't be greedy.
Voronov is ready. Ever so ready.
They weren't expecting that direction.
Thunder. It's going to be Kadara, though, with the first point of contact. Lorenov, though, he can crash into the middle, trying to disrupt the team fight. They'll still lose the Crystal Main as the Fires will trade their life. PuckChamp, can they get more out of this, though, as Low Skill is trying to man-fight Lil Pleb at the moment inside the Wukong's command, but Lil Pleb, he's got the Basher to enable him. Very cautious, though, but the Bloodseeker's going to look to reposition, not wanting to fight into PuckChamp's high ground. A heavy commit with the buybacks, but Mixer and Mobe, they're not done just yet. Once the BKB is done, they're able to blow up the TA. Now they'll look to Sweden Strong as well. But TP out, is it fast enough? You bet it is. But meanwhile, though, Alex and LeBron going up against Lorenov, very far away from where the initial fight took place. But it looks like in the end, off the back of the buybacks from Ancient Tribe, they will just come out on top. And now they can... Can they
no,
they can't.
Maybe not no, they
the
can't. Lorenov, that was the mission that he was on. He was solo killing the Bloodseeker at the very end of everything. So, you know, if Bloodseeker doesn't die, yes, big win for Ancient Tribe. But I would say PuckChamp are going to be very happy on the back of that. 2 buybacks expended, no Roshan given up. Yeah, sure, you die in a couple, and I would say Pango probably could have hit the Snapfire while she was channeling the Mortimer's Kisses, but, you know, other than that, I would say PuckChamp are still in a really solid position. They'll lose their outpost, though.
Still that, and this ward is up. And you mentioned before that PuckChamp did get a D-ward inside this jungle, so maybe they think there's not another ward around this area. And we're still going to have fights around this second row, so that ward, again, could be a potential reason why Ancient Tribe could... You'll finally get this second roast that both sides are looking for.
I wonder if Lies is going to play a lot more aggressively as well. He recently picked up an Aeon disc, and we saw what happened when the Rupture plus Toss combination went onto him. Well, if you're just able to avoid a lot of that damage off the back of the Aeon disc, then you're going to be a very happy camper. Here we go. They're just going to go for the instant smoke after this. They know they're in a really solid position. I would say that they're going to be focusing these supports especially around a Roche fight. You got to take advantage of the heroes that you know won't be able to rejoin the encounter. Look at them using the Spiderlings, just giving all of that vision.
Oh, sweet and strong. Just trying to jump all the way towards the backline to drop the ward. They're going to try and move in with the Rolling Thunder. Meanwhile, inside the lane, though, Bane killed up in an instant use of the buyback simultaneously. The Crystal Maiden's going to go down as well. So the same thing that occurred previously, but inside the river, Low Skill, a defensive use of the BKB, but the Rupture locks on top of him. So Lil Pleb, he can chase him down. He can continue to stand strong. There's going to be nothing they can do to stop the Bloodseeker, as Lil Pleb is already looking for more. The control's going to be the one thing that's in question, though, as PuckChamp, they'll be able to slither on away, but importantly, that Bloodseeker is still alive, so they have that main damage source into Roche.
I mean, I want to give props to LeBron for that fight. Like, he completely kited away both the Pango and the Monkey King for a good 5-10 seconds, and that's the reason that Low Skill was so isolated in that fight. You know, the only reason that they're able to get in onto him previously in that fight that still went about 50-50, as soon as the Rupture went onto the TA, Sweden Strong drops the Wukongs on top of him, but that only happens towards the very end of it after his BKB's almost completely expired already, and he was at about 25% HP. So the fact that they weren't able to have that extra layer of protection enables them to get the solo pick off onto the TA, they still get the Monkey King, and they get that all-important second Roshan.
Yeah. Now you get another way to buff up the Bloodseeker as well. They've given over the Aghanim Shard to Lil Pleb.
Oof, that's big.
He's getting very close to the Abyssal Blade, and we've already seen he has been able to man-fight the Templar Assassin, so the moment for Low Skill, he feels like the Lincolns is what's required to maybe enable him to stand his ground.
Mm-hmm. Alex has been really good as well, using the Blink Dagger to... Oh, what they found? Sweden Strong. At least he's got the BKB to be able to play around with, but no TP. He just came out recently, so... Well, see if he's able to get... Oh, actually lies. Wasn't expecting that.
They're coming, though. Lorenov and Kintaro. They got to be quick and get out fast because the TPs from Ancient Tribe, they're starting to roll on in. Alex again with the combo holds 2 into place to the Mortimer Kisses. Will dispatch them with ease, and in the end... It's 3 going down across the map, as we saw Lil Pleb as well get the solo kill onto Lies, so now they can look to work it down and get some objective damage.
Yeah, what happened there? Was it just, I think Bloodseeker and maybe Zeus was also joining in onto that one just to give them the consistent vision, but of course, if you're Ruptured, you're not running from anyone.
Yeah, it looks like that was the case. Bloodseeker and a little bit of damage out of the Zeus, and as a result, high ground, it's going to be poked and Mixer. Oh, he's starting to scale as well. He's already got this Chrysalis Grove Bow and close to the level 20. Oranov again.
He wants to get that next creep wave, but, well, it's
a long way away.
a long way away. It's got the Ags, though.
What talent did he go for? Did go for that 3-second shield crash in the ball as well.
Oh, he's gone for a BKB as well on the Pango. I was expecting, you know, are you going to go something down the lines of a Basher just to be able to do things like interrupt the freezing field, interrupt the Mortimer's Kisses a little bit easier? I'm a little shocked, to be honest, that Lies didn't go for a BKB as well, because I feel like that would solve a lot of his issues, but he's already committed with the Voidstone, I suppose, towards the Scythe of Vice that he feels like he needs that.
Top tower is under attack.
And this is the thing now, like the scaling, you definitely take a look at the offlaners, like Lies' item build compared to the Snapfires. You'd love to give this guy level 20 before the fight breaks out, and looks like he'll be working with that talent now. So Little Shredder using his attack damage.
Man, poor Low Skill. He is just being so targeted. We saw all of the rotations in the early game, and now you've got a Halberd on both the Snapfire and the Tiny. So obviously just protecting themselves a little bit with that evasion, but it's the active. It means that you need to be so on point with your BKB usage.
It's not a hero that plays well from behind. What a lovely rune to be able to siege with.
Low Skill just a little bit short, unfortunately, on the Swashbuckle. Didn't clip onto Lil Pleb, so no disarm there.
Alex is ready. Just waiting for one person to step out. The plays for a slight second. Lorenov is trying to move in again with the Rolling Thunder. They won't get anything out of it. He's maybe dealing with the creep wave, but T3 tower does still go down, so regardless, Radiant gonna look to reposition, just get those lanes pushed out and maybe go back again.
You can see what Sweden Strong wants to do, but as soon as he sees those lightning bolts, I think he's going to be a little scared, or he should. Oh, they were trying to find him. Just able to get away, though. This has opened up a little bit of space, though, for Low Skill to be able to get outside the base. Maybe kiting them up towards the top side. He's going to need to get back for this next defense, though, and not really pick up another item.
They're already charging in.
Pango's not quite there, so disarm not going to be a factor. Eventually gets it. And he has switched up into going to the Basher. I like that a lot more. But I mean, they've done a fairly decent job of kiting out this Aegis, right? Only 40 seconds remaining on it. Ooh, didn't get lucky with the lucky shot there.
Oh, Alex trying to force the issue. A very deep dive inside the base. This could favor PuckChamp with the Fiend's Grip. They've caught out the Zeus. Oh, Alex, he just baited his team. They've gone too deep. Exactly what PuckChamp were hoping for. With the TPs, they'll be fortunate on some of the other members, but PuckChamp, a sigh of relief there.
Yeah, lose absolutely nothing, get 2 big kills, including the dieback on the Tiny. So they know that he's probably not going to have the money for it, considering he has got that big Heaven's Halberd item. He's on the deck for the next minute or so. So get out on the map. You don't have to worry about that Aegis anymore. Little Plebs just had it reclaimed. Let's get some additional items for ourselves. Let's look to extend our net worth, and let's, more importantly, look to position ourselves for Roshan number 3. He missed out on, of course, the second Roshan, but I really want to see low skill now that he's finished the Chrysalis, I believe. I want to see him just buy out that Aghanim Shard. It's so important this game, just to be able to do the damage and the silence, to be able to deal with the Zeus from afar, the Mortimer's Kisses, the Freezing Field, even the Tiny to a lesser extent, and just the vision aspect.
Do you think that's what he needs to address, though? Do you think he needs to have damage for the Bloodseeker? Because it seems like it's...
I think Pango's gotten big enough that that's not going to be as big of an issue. And he's changed up his item build again. He's gone into an Octarine core instead.
Wow.
But here we go. No tier 2 towers remaining off the back of a single team fight.
Very well done. Cut this net worth lead down once again to 3,000. They've been able to farm up some tier 4 neutral items as well. Getting some experience, hitting those talents. Getting pretty close to this Hex. The lies, so I mean, we'll see what he's going to be able to do with this. This could just be a guaranteed pick off onto one of the members on Ancient Tribe.
I wonder if they use Lauren off his bait here.
One of their first times that they've been playing aggressively inside the jungle, and is it going to work out for them? LeBron gets the 4-staff away. Once again, they're putting a lot of attention to deal with the Crystal Maid, and they're able to secure the kill on the secondary support in Alex. He's in trouble as well as Ancient Tribe. They want nothing to do with this fight. PuckChamp, back-to-back team fights going their way. 60-second window now for them to get something out of the map.
At least they've got buybacks available, so, you know, they might test it to see if they are able to go up onto the high ground. Low skill sold his Dragon Lance, so he's got enough money for this Daedalus once it does come out to him. So, you know, they're going to be feeling a little bit relieved that they were able to get away with murder here. A lot of emphasis being given towards those supports, realizing how important it is to be able to deal with the 4-staff kite, to be able to deal with the Heaven's Halberd spam coming through as well. Even just the Broodmother being able to join the fight too. Brood, not exactly the hero that's renowned for buying BKB. I feel like Lies might opt to go for it after he finishes up this Scythe of Ice. But, you know, all your Spiderlings are going to be impacted by that Freezing Field. A huge portion of the damage coming out in a lot of these engagements, and they just feel like it's so important to be able to take that away. Lots of little instances of damage as well. Deals with the Refraction, forces potentially an unideal BKB usage. CM is very important to their chances here. And they've just got complete control over this side of the map. How quickly it shrinks, right? Feels like only
that it does.
10 minutes ago I was saying they only have a third of the map, then it was half, and now it feels like 3/4 at least.
It's the power of some of these TA and Broodmother lineups. It took them a while to get to this position. We're so used to seeing them with being able to shrink the map early on, but finally 40 minutes in and we're seeing what this lineup, you know, really the strength of it and how difficult it can be for Ancient Tribe just to get out, and it's putting them in a position where they've got to be grouped up as 5.
Yep. Oh, it's a quick-ish Roche respawn as well. It's going to be up now. Swedenstrong's going to be the first one to scout it out as a tree. Also the trap as well, helping him out a little bit here.
They're going to see that someone picked up the DD. They should know this is going on. Instant smoke from PuckChamp, and look at the position from Swedenstrong.
They got to try and stall it, though. They don't want to fight into this DD if they can. They've got nothing to be able to dispel it. Luckily, that trap is there, though, giving them all the vision, and there we go. Someone is going to need to deal with it.
Can they just shove mid in?
Seems like that's what they're looking to do. Top side as well. So they got to make a decision on Ancient Tribe, and oh, there we go. Little Pleb choosing to initiate onto the Roche pit. T8 drops a trap there. They know what's going on, but what's going to happen first? Is tier 3 top going to drop? I mean, DD's expired. This is all they've been waiting for. There we go. Just these little things again. I mean, Midwave's kind of pushing in, though, for Ancient Tribe. But top, someone needs to deal with top. You can't afford to TP back, though, so it looks like it's a game of chicken. Who's going to go back first? Are they going to
they just go to top
swipe
now?
Roche?
Oh, true.
They know.
Right. They do.
They got to
indeed.
make a
They're
way
coming.
back. Look at them. They're just being led around. Sweden Strong could look to... Oh, they don't have vision on that high ground, though, so they're going to have to back off a little bit. Li's the only one willing to play on the front lines.
Oh, what is
Mid's
going
still
on?
pushing. All right.
Yeah, mid's
Creepwave should deal
pushing,
with it.
top's pushing.
Oh, they really want to just deal with that tower on the top side of the map. It's on 20 HP. Wonder if... I mean, can Lies just throw the spiderlings in there and just whack the tower? Doesn't want to leave. He needs to be the frontliner with that Aeon disc. It's a standoff.
This is so funny, dude. It just showcases how vital... Wait, what's going on?
He's just wants the damage to be able to deal with it.
Do they see this? They do. It's fallen kind of low. Oh, they're going to get the jump. In the middle they go. Lone up with the Rolling Thunder, trying to hold the Bloodseeker into place, but an incredible cookie mixer will get Lil Pleb out of danger. That was a lot committed from PuckChamp. What's the call now? Alex is deep, but the Tiny's got a buyback. He can rejoin via the outpost as well.
Helps to not have to run through where all of PuckChamp is set up, right? That's a little manta dodge of the Spawn Spiderlings.
That's a win for Ancient Tribe, right? You force out some pretty big ultimates to the Wukongs and Rolling Thunder. Do you not just force the issue now?
Potentially. I mean, I think they're still a little bit worried. You use the BKB as well on the TAs, actually. So, yeah, I think they can look to afford to do it.
Yeah, and Alex, he wants to. Lil Pleb, an early BKB. He's going to fight Kadara off to the side, so they're going to look to assassinate the Bane, who also can rejoin. But the Bloodseeker's going to be cautious, though. Hex, and again, the Cookie Mixer. He's been on point with the repositioning. The Rolling Thunder, though, from Lone Elf, it's come back off cooldown, but he hasn't been able to find the pathing to close the distance. They'll sniff out the Zeus, but a jump to the high ground. Zeus is okay for the moment, and again, the standoff will continue.
That's a dieback, though.
Kadara won't be involved in it.
Yeah, he walked underneath that observer wall that they've been playing with that whole time, so now they've finally got an outnumber here. Lice was still able to hold on to that pipe, doesn't have the Aeon disc procced, although they found him.
Rupture's there. Alex, they're going to look for the toss. Crap loads of damage over towards the Broodmother. There's going to be nothing they can do to protect him. PuckChamp, they're going to hope they can get some other members as well. Where's Low Skill? They need this TA to get into the middle of the fight. Finally, Low Skill is going to lock onto Modeby, rips him apart, turns to Mixer as well. The TA is doing work. 2 members taken care of. But they have buyback as well. Yeah. Zeus will instantly look to use it.
Could you look to go for a big play? Blink up in a couple of seconds. They might put a new trap inside the pit. Oh, a DD, Low Skill. There's a gem as well, right there under Alex. Might be semi-hidden by the webs. This is the longest Roche fight I've ever seen, man.
It's about to end. Does Low Skill jump in? He's got no free slots.
Ooh,
they're going to be able to cover it with the avalanche. Ooh! Bye-bye, Crystal Maiden. A little bit. He's trying to work out what to do. Dropping items. He's going to end up going down. First life taken care of. What's the call from PuckChamp? Do they look to reset? No, they're going to back off. They want nothing to do with that respawn. So in the end, what the hell has happened?
Production, I want a timer. How long did Rochard fight look to go for? Is the gem still there? No. Someone eventually picked it up. But, I mean, to get away with not being an Aegis down, I guess, is a good thing. How do you even debate that? Please don't consume the Ag's Blessing Bloodseeker. You've got one of the worst ones in the game. All right, they're going to give it to the Snapfire. I like it. They have been seriously lacking a way to get in onto the backlines all game. And they honestly got a little bit lucky as well with Alex getting the Ogre Seal Totem, because he's had to be the initiator, have a way to retreat, make sure he has buyback, the vision giver, the toss backer. Like, Alex has done work this game, but it's too much for one guy to do. At least they've got 2 tools, and, well,
sweet and strong.
There we go. They just used it, right?
All right, so just a quick recap in regards to the buyback status. Snapfire, Zeus, and Tiny without buyback for Ancient Tribe, and for PuckChamp, just the Bane was forced out. They are lacking some gold for the TA and Brood, but at least some of them aren't on cooldown, so that's kind of the big thing that occurred by that Roche engagement. We got the cheese on the Bloodseeker. And like you said, the Scepter was given over to the Snapfire as well, who is really starting to scale. And that's going to start to be an issue here for PuckChamp. Double Rupture charge as well. Voronov. Oh, there's the first. Just why not use it to pop the Lincolns? Looking for the second cast, but Little Pleb won't find it.
I think he's happy enough just to let the Rupture start to recharge for a little bit. It'll be up and available once again. Although Pango is level 26, so he's got that minus 20-second Rolling Thunder cooldown. He's got the Octarine core. Still no Basher, though. I really want to see him pick up a Basher if he can afford to do it, but it's going to be quite a ways away. Probably going to need to consume the Aghanim Scepter just to have the slots for it.
So, who the hell do you think scale is better? Because this game has been crazy. But besides a 4-5 minute standoff by Roche, we've had, you know, Ancient Tribe with a decent chunk of the lead. Then PuckChamp have always been able to somehow slither their way back into this game. And at the end of it, we got a 5,000 net worth lead for Radiant. So, who do we feel like's more comfortable going towards the later stages?
Probably Ancient Tribe, just because they've got like percent damage on a couple of their heroes now in the Bloodseeker and the Zeus. You've also got a Tiny who, yeah, he isn't doing it right now, but we've seen Tinies. If it gets super late, they're capable of scaling into being a true core themselves.
And regardless, we again, like you just mentioned, seeing what Alex has been able to do without being that core, just his initiations. Pretty solid so far, and we might see once again charging up the higher ground. The Thunder Gods to give them vision. Alex, they'll get the toss back onto Lies. Twitter Strong's going to be able to activate the Wukong's command, so he's okay for the moment. Now they found the Rolling Thunder as well, but the Bloodseeker, he's in trouble. And look at all the AoE damage. Lorinov cleaning up one by one. Mixer tries to jump over the high ground, but he won't find the distance. And Mimo Kadaro as well.
He's found him.
They've also caught out Alex. So PuckChamp again finding successful team fights, and it was Ancient Tribe that got the initiation. But it did not matter. What a fight for the boys on Dire.
He's just trying to bad fight, you know. But look at that. 2 heroes without buyback. Diebacks as well. You got to get the boys to be able to join low skill, though. I guess without the Tiny, you're not really that scared, though, right? They have no initiation beyond that. They've used a lot of these kills onto both the Broodmother and the TA off the back of a Rupture Toss combination, but I mean, he's got the Lincoln Sphere. He's plenty tanky, and well, we were talking about if it got super late, it would probably favor Ancient Tribe, but what a team fight coming through from PuckChamp. Finally, that 20 HP tower ends up dying, so it's not just going to be one lane, it's going to be 2.
Can they mega them?
Yeah, probably.
I think they can mega. Yeah, they're going to be going up against megas.
At least you've got a Zeus to deal with it.
They might also lose a Crystal Maiden as well.
She has buyback.
Voronov, look for the cleanup. Cute use of the Stormcrafter. It's all going to be up to Lil Pleb, who chase down Kiddo, turns his attention over towards low skill. Won't be able to continue the chase, so now they find a free target in Lice. They will be able to protect their base, and nicely done from Ancient Tribe. They will stand strong against the threat of the potential megas.
Low skill, gotta be careful here. Oh, so close, man. Didn't have the Abyssal Blade off cooldown, but still able to get away. All right. Again, though, buyback on Lil Pleb, most importantly. So, yeah, PuckChamp, the recipe for them is pretty simple. Just wait for our heroes to be back up. Don't buy anything that's going to leave us without buyback, and don't and try and fight before the next Roshan, because just kill Bloodseeker. Very, very simple game plan for them.
We've only been able to do it twice so far this game, though. What do we love?
Just Sweden Strong's items. Like,
yeah, it's interesting.
Crazy. I mean, it's really good, the fact that he's been able to get into this much. Again, so much of what they're able to do is the fact that they can't just walk into this Wukong's ring anymore. It's really been used as a solid protective tool.
Yep. He's going to be the one that's tanking all the abilities, looking to force reactions, just bait out these team fights, and it's very surprising how strong this position 4 monkey can be in regards to his survivability. Sometimes Radiant will overstep a little bit too long, and that's where the dire cores will be enabled without the attention put onto them.
Oh, do they see LeBron here? Just a little short. I mean, they see a CM walking around in the river. Probably not going to be the case doing that solo.
The 4v5 still. Root's going to be up shortly, but they still want to take the fight without him. A heavy commitment over to the Tiny. Great use of that Ogre Seal Totem. Alex is going to be okay for the moment, but they're still looking to take the team fight, though. Over towards the root we go.
One dieback.
LeBron's going to be cleaned up, and now PuckChamp, they sense a sign of weakness, looking to try and close the distance. Little player, they need to protect him. You cannot let this Bloodseeker go down.
There's the grip.
He can be TP up, but Kadaro stops him in his tracks. He'll still be able to get the... Oh, no. They cookie throw him out. And now we get the blink. Operation Save the Bloodseeker. And it'll be successful this time. But it comes at such a grave cost. Snapfire down.
Everyone else might just die.
down as well. These boys do not have buybacks. So even though you kept the Bloodseeker alive, it might not matter in the end.
Yeah. It's going to be off the back of like a tiny toss back in. Again, Alex played that fight so well, but it's just not enough. And have a look at low skills items as well. He's got a Revenant's Brooch, and you know, most of the time you buy this against these heroes that have insanely high armor or against that ethereal form. You've only got one Agi hero and a Tiny with a Ghost Scepter. That's how much importance they're placing on killing Alex at every single opportunity, because he is their team fight right now.
How the hell do you hold this?
I don't think you
kind of
do.
just have to give up megas, right?
Yeah. I mean,
Snap has...
look at how many Linkens they're putting onto low skill.
Yeah. Snap's got buyback in 15, and you're about to have the Seam as well, but you might not have the Bloodseeker, and you need him back inside base. A beautiful toss away, but that means that Alex will be forced to use his own buyback.
I mean, that's all you could possibly do. They've got Rupture available again. 2 charges of it. That is a level 25 Monkey King, able to just zone them away off the back of that. Even when the buybacks come out, they're able to get away with murder. So important to have many avenues of initiation, man. This is what I'm talking about, where if it just becomes a little too obvious, then you can make it a concerted effort to make sure that that is the hero that we're targeting, and it really feels like PuckChamp have zoned in on Alex.
Yep. And one of those initiators on Dire, being that Pango, has just done a incredible job. I mean, everything.
Have we seen like a second use of the Gobble Up? I only really remember seeing it top for that like one pickoff that they had onto, I believe, the Monkey King.
What do you do though with the Gobble Up? Like,
even just throw a creep, man. They just need something to be able to start a fight that isn't the Tiny. At least he is level 25 though on Snap. So
Pleb's very far ahead of the team. Lil Pleb, he's going to be in some trouble for the moment. Abikabi, he's going to look to stand strong, concerned with the Rupture, but again, it's not a Rupture onto Lorinov.
Just the Monkey.
Pango can look to create some chaos, and Radiant, they need to get back inside the base, and PuckChamp, they're going to try and stop them short. Lorinov blows up the Tiny. That's a dieback for Alex. Rupture's finally out. Lorinov trying to TP out. Mobai is going to be able to stop that. Lorenov's fallen pretty low. They won't be able to find a finishing blow, those.
Oh, Lorinov!
Oh, they got him. Okay, beautifully done. Mobai finally get him in the end. A pretty heavy commitment. Radiant's still coming out, though. They caught a glimpse of Kadaro. There's the Gobble Up. They're going to guess incorrectly, though. And the base, too. Someone's got to go back.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, they got a Zeus, so he's going to be able to somewhat deal with this.
Mixer.
I really feel like the only way for PuckChamp to lose this is some busted tier 5 items come out in the next 3 minutes if the game doesn't end. Bloodseeker's going to Rapier. That's the state of this game. They're just like, we need to blow a target up. Pop everything. If it works, great. If not, we were probably going to lose anyway.
I would love to see him just rupture the Linkens, blink in Abyssal, and kill the Pango. So he has to die. Lorinov is doing way too much in these team fights here for PuckChamp. And the fact that he's only got 3 deaths against arguably the biggest counter is just props to his performance. And now PuckChamp, that 4th Roosh, I think, where we got Aegis on TA. Kadaro got Shard and Scepter, I believe.
He got the Scepter and the Shard, yep.
And Cheese on Sweet and Strong.
About times Nane's got some love. We haven't seen this hero for quite some time, so I'm happy to see it come out.
We do have to... Oh, Rapier.
Yeah.
Did
He's got one
they-
queued up on low skill as well. Never mind. I think he's actually got a Aghanim's Blessing queued up.
Bane was in the meta for a long time. Like, first pick for... Oh, hold that. Look at this. Great position from Lies. Smoke's gonna pop. They've got the ward. The confirmation, instant use of the Rolling Thunder from Lauren, of course, with the low cooldown. He's happy with using that straight away. What is that? 25 seconds. Wait,
Yeah.
well, yeah, once it's over.
What do you do? I'm trying to think of an avenue for them to come into this. I mean, maybe they could pick off Sweden Strong, but he's even got buyback here. So it's not like taking him out is going to stop all that much, but I really feel like he's the squishiest of the heroes right now, and he's not that squishy. Mage Slayer, BKB, Cheese, Ultimate Orb.
But Radiant do hold Megas very well, especially with this Snapfire scaling.
I mean, you got to do something, though.
No way. It's an aggressive jump again, looking to put the emphasis to shut away Lauren off, but as a result, the Tiny's going to be killed off. And look at the Wukong, sweet and strong. Going to provide the control with the ring, gets a lot of health back as well, so Radiant need to retreat. But that's a BKB wasted for the Bloodseeker. Now they've got the Fiend's Grip as well, but the Gobbler, Mixer, tosses him back inside the fountain. Radiant need to try and find an avenue back inside their own base because the buildings are starting to fall.
It is indeed, and it's a 3v5.
There's a
Level
jump
30 as well on the TA.
Onto Lorenov again, but he's going to be fine. Ultimate consider about activating. He's going to be cautious with the with the Rupture used.
Yeah. And then they're just going to use all of the Spiderlings, all of these Mega Creeps, and a level 30 TA. This is just a space-making Pango.
He's just going to make space. Creeps are in, beating against the throne. They got a Glyph to stall it out. Tiny up in 30 seconds, but can they hold this for long enough?
I don't think they can. It's exposed
You gotta
now.
get in. You gotta do something. You've got the Rapier, but what can Lil Pleb do without the BKB? Still on cooldown. He's going to be kited inside the fight. Slow skill is going to work against the Ancient, but the Aeon Disc protecting Lies. What a boundless, sweet and strong onto 2. Rapier dropped, and there's no hope. And then finding a way back in to defend against the Megas in the...